we are, another weekend. Rubber match coming tomorrow. Tennessee, Arkansas. Tennessee loses tonight 8-6 to Arkansas. It's a lot to discuss tonight. I mean, there's, you look at it, we hit the ball pretty well. Doyle didn't have his best stuff tonight, but to me, and some of you in the comments have already alluded to it and already hit that as well, that it's, once again, the defense. To me, that's a big one. That one error tonight led to 2 unearned runs. That was the difference in the baseball game tonight. Is what it is. And, you can't expect at some point Doyle was going to have a night where teams got to him. And tonight was that night. He just didn't seem like he had his control. And then when he put it down the middle of the plate, Arkansas made him pay for it tonight. That's it is what it is. That's what this team's doing. Tennessee's middle infield lacks a lot to be desired. It lacks a lot to be desired. It doesn't matter who's out there. It's error city, it seems like. And but I still took some positive out of tonight because, number one, Doyle's not going to have that performance very often. He's had that. What Alabama got to him pretty well. I think they said South Carolina actually had the most hits against him. We hit the ball pretty well. We had opportunity. I mean, 8th inning, we had the opportunities, 1st and 3rd, 1 out, double play. I mean, that's another one. I mean, when we talk about the error, the double plays have been killers as well on it. You've just got, in these games, you have a little room for error. And that little bit of room that they gave tonight ended up being the difference. Still encouraged. I'm still encouraged on this tonight. And what I like is the offense has gotten going in 2 nights, 16 runs. I mean, hell, that was more than they scored the whole, Auburn series. They scored a little bit more against Vandy. I'm trying to think, what did they score against Vandy for the whole weekend? It wasn't much. Was it maybe 14? So, I mean, we've outscored that as well in 2 games. So you got to like that pretty well. And, one thing we knew coming in, if you looked at Arkansas's numbers in SEC play, every guy in the lineup, except for one, was hitting over 300 in SEC play. So, again, Doyle didn't have his best stuff tonight. And it's just something with that second game for Tennessee. I mean, we flip-flopped it. Phillips, last night I liked Phillips pitched well enough to win, and Phillips controlled the run game. That was big last night. Tonight, some other positives I took out of tonight as well. Doyle, I mean, he still had 11 strikeouts, but Breedlove, 1 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, 3 Ks. He did a good job. Arvidsson come in, threw 1 pitch, got the double play, got out of it. Franklin come in an inning. I like Franklin that they mixed him up more tonight, his pitches. It wasn't just fastball, fastball, fastball. They mixed the pitches up, and he finished it with a really good-looking off-speed pitch. Has got him out of the inning. I was encouraged by that tonight. I was encouraged out of our bullpen. Even though we didn't win the baseball game, for once, you know what? I'm glad it's not the same where we're like, the bullpen did it again. They got to Doyle tonight. All right, I'll take that this time. I will take that this time because we know it's not going to happen very often. It's just not. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys setting up last night for a late one. I'm still running on about 4 hours sleep, and I've not gotten it. I'm going to enjoy hitting that bed here in just a few minutes. I can assure you that right now. I was struggling to get through the end of that game tonight. Let me look at the comments here, see what we got. JL, member of the channel. This is a game where defensive errors made the difference. Yeah, that Keelan error was a tough one tonight for sure. Let's see what else we got here. David, what's up, man? Said we played good enough to win the game, just fell short. I thought that when Clark hit the end of the game I was like, man, I thought he got into that one, and it sent hats off to the center fielder. That was a heck of a catch that he made on that. JL says left Doyle in too long. Possibly so. Possibly so, because he was, I don't know. I'm kind of with Greg here as well. I'm rolling with Doyle on it. I mean, we could say that. I don't disagree on it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, that's our guy. Let him pitch, let him roll with it. And then tomorrow, of course, for Tennessee, it'll be Tegan Coons going for it. What I want to see tomorrow, I want to see Tony Vitello let him pitch. Let him pitch. When he gets in trouble, let him work his way out of it tomorrow. None of this crap that they've been doing where they've babied him, where they've coddled him all year, pulled him out the first little sign of trouble, pulled him out last weekend at 3 2/3 innings at 48 pitches, which was senseless on it. Let the guy pitch. The dude was a top 100 prospect coming in last year. He's pitched real. Think back to the Alabama game. He was lights out. He pitched, he was good against Florida. He really his only, A&M, he was doing well. A play or two not made. That made a difference, extended inning. That's when A&M got red hot that day. Really the only outing where I think you would say maybe didn't have his South Carolina, he didn't have his best stuff, but he still got in like the 5th inning. LSU hit him pretty hard. But, when you're calling fastballs got Doyle tonight right down the middle. He couldn't locate, so then Arkansas sitting on a fastball. That's what happens with it. But Coons the last 2 weekends has been really good. He was good against Auburn. He was really good last weekend against Vanderbilt, and they inexplicably pulled him. Let him go out tomorrow and pitch. I don't care who needs to pitch this weekend. You know what? Save him for the middle of the week in the SEC tournament if you need to get him in that bad. If he's cruising along tomorrow, let him pitch. If you're looking at him as your number 3 guy going into the postseason, let him pitch. Let him do his thing. Let him work into the 5th or 6th inning tomorrow, or more, depending on what the pitch count is as well. Offense tonight, we look at that. Everybody in the lineup had at least a hit tonight. Keelan, 1 for 5. Fisher, 3 for 5. He's red hot right now. Inslee, 1 for 5. Bargo, 1 for 5 with an RBI. Curley, 2 more hits again tonight. Curley's swinging a really good bat right now. Chapman, 2 for 5. Good to see him get a couple hits tonight. Clark, 1 for 4, had a home run, 2 RBIs. Cannon Peebles had a couple hits, 3 RBIs. Manny Marin had a hit. He got plunked in the 8th inning as well. Left on base tonight, Tennessee 10. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. In turn, Arkansas left on 8. Strikeouts, Tennessee had 14. They struck out Arkansas 14 times tonight. Tennessee only had 6 strikeouts, so they did a pretty good job putting the ball in play. The left on base, Keelan left 2, Inslee left 3, Bargo 1, Clark 2, Marin 2. That's where we're at with that. But this seems to me like this is probably going to be your lineup moving forward. And, I think after last night, Grimmer could factor in, but I believe at this point, Clark's starting to swing a pretty good bat. Marin, Vitello said he's in because he plays really good defense at third. That's where we're at. And, the bats are showing life. That's 2 nights. Let me look here as well. I know that Peebles gunned a runner stealing tonight. Arkansas did have one stolen base, but again, Peoples did gun the leadoff guy as well. So, I mean, that's pretty good as well. And, you look at this Arkansas lineup, actually down the line, every dude who's in the starting lineup, the lowest average is 289. Everyone else in that lineup is 300. This is one of the best offenses in college baseball. So, we talk about it, what are we looking for tomorrow? What's on the line? They talked about at the end what's on the line for Arkansas. Arkansas is still in line to be top 8, which goes up to Super Regional. For Tennessee, I think if you win tomorrow, you host a regional. I really do. Maybe it changes. Maybe you got to win some in the SEC tournament. I don't think that should be the case because Arkansas has lost a few series as well here in a row. So I'm really kind of trying to determine how they're still top 8, yet Tennessee is fighting for their hosting lives. But we'll see on that. And, maybe it's a case where Tennessee's better off playing on the road as well. See what else we got here. Comments wise. I see some. I think the lineup's pretty good right now. I really do. I don't think I would change anything on it at this point. I mean, it's, my opinion changes by the week on it. But to me right now, you've got to have Keelan, Fisher, Inslee, Bargo top 4. You don't change that at all. Bargo's doing pretty well in that cleanup spot. Fisher, my difference, I would have Fisher leading off. That's just me. It's just a preference because I want my best guy leading off. That is me. And, I don't subscribe to the theory of, well, you need guys on base for it. You're only leading off one time. How many times is Fisher coming up in the first inning with nobody on? The next times you're coming up with it. If your bottom of the order takes care of business, that's the only time. That theory's out the window to me. It's old, it's outdated. I want my main guy third or fourth with runners on. No, I want my main guy getting the most at bats. There's nobody can make sense of that to me anymore. Why our main guy? And I have no problem with Keelan leading off. Don't get me wrong on that. I don't. He may be our best actual hitter. I don't know on that. It's a tough one for me. I go with Fisher because he's hitting really good. He gets on base. His on base percentage is the big one for me. That one is where we're at. Let's see what else we got here. So no, I'm not. I like Inslee where he's at. He's doing a good job. Yeah, he hits into double plays, but he's not the only one on the team that does it either. We held runners on good tonight. We did. Arkansas's third guy tomorrow. He has, let me pull that back up. I'm thinking it was an over 5 ERA. Let me get that pulled up here as my computer thinks about it. All right, let's see what we got here. See if I can find the preview of it. Here we go. So for tomorrow, definitely no Tegan Coons for Tennessee. It will be Gage Wood. He has 6 starts. He's 1-1, 5.51 ERA. Let me pull up what his. All right, let's see here with Wood. His numbers are, he's thrown 16 and a third innings, 14 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them are earned, 4 walks, 30 strikeouts. So he's a strikeout pitcher. Opponents are hitting 222 against him. A couple wild pitches. He has given up 4 home runs in that 16 innings. So he's given up a home run per every 4 innings. He's given up a triple, a few doubles along the way. I like the matchup for Tennessee. I really do. Of course, I like the matchup tonight as well. We'll see how that went. But so Arkansas, both teams need a win. I mean, both teams have been struggling here lately. Coons ERA is on the season. Let me get back to it. 3.78 on the season. So not a bad ERA for him. A little higher in SEC play, but still a pretty good ERA, and probably could have been lower if they'd actually let him pitch a little bit more than they have, instead of pulling him out every time that something doesn't go right. I mean, we'll let certain guys on the team just continue to get hit and give up runs, but yet if it's a freshman, they get a little bit of trouble, we're pulling them. It's a double standard. Yeah, I guess I get it to an extent, but I don't know. There's guys that have trust that I'm not there. I'm not there. It's easy for me to set in question, I guess. But let's see where they're at here as well. Mark Hansen said Wood had a great outing against Texas, 9 Ks in 4 innings. Okay, pretty interesting. So, I mean, our biggest thing is how many of our losses have been self-inflicted along the way? How many of them have been self-inflicted? I would say most of them. I mean, if I go back and look at the schedule and the losses, I do want to pull that up. So the first loss against ETSU, I mean, you're not pitching your best guys, but at the end it was, I mean, we had Combs who gave up the lead, and then Franklin took the loss. The Alabama game, I mean, Doyle didn't have his best stuff in that game. I'm going to pull that up. Let's see if we had errors in that game. While wait on that to come up, Alabama had 2, we had 1, so it's really hard to say much there in that game. I mean, Doyle he went 6 innings. He gave up 5 runs. He gave up 6 runs. 5 were earned. He had 4 walks in that one too. I would say a combination of both those are the difference in that game. Then you look at, they bounced back with Phillips and Coons won. Then they swept South Carolina. That A&M series, that was where things have never really recovered from that. Both teams in the game 2, when Tennessee lost, had 2 errors apiece, because you had Phillips who started. All his runs were earned. Snead come in 2 innings and got lit up. Trying to see he gave up 5 runs, 4 of them were earned there as well. Curley and Snead had errors in that game. I mean, we had 9 hits. A&M had 11 in that game. It's just one of those where, really, to me, it was a close game, and then they left Snead in for too long. It is what it is. Defense kind of let them down. I mean, A&M just went off in that nightcap. A lot of them, I mean, I still wonder how they won that Ole Miss series, because the defense was not good that weekend. But, that's, Vanderbilt last weekend. That's why I was pretty amped up after that Vanderbilt series loss, because I thought it was a very winnable series. And, if it's not the errors, we're just throwing fastballs down the middle. We're just not timely hitting. Hitting's been decent this weekend. Still left on base. But, this team is what it is. They're probably when it ends. If they don't win it all, this team can still get hot and win it all. You never know. You never know with it. But if they don't, it's probably going to be a frustrating end to it. I just think it's kind of like basketball. Basketball has those frustrating ends. I think this year will be, if we don't get there, it may be one of those tough endings too as well. I would not count this team out for making it to Omaha though. This series, I mean, it's not a given if we win this series we host. I really think it will be, but if we go, one and done in the SEC tournament, could that be held against us? I never know with that, because one year the SEC tournament has a lot of weight on it. The next year it doesn't. And I mean, I go back and forth on it. I mean, last year I was in the boat of I didn't care if we did that good in it. Vanderbilt beat us. But then what was it, that fourth or fifth inning against Mississippi State, when they started their shenanigans and it got heated? I didn't want to lose that game. We got Vanderbilt again. I didn't want to lose to Vanderbilt again. Then you get to the championship, you might as well win it. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the boat this year on it that I wouldn't mind to win the SEC tournament again. I think it would be a confidence booster. It would mean we've done some good things, and that would mean we had some pretty good pitching depth that got us there as well. At the same time, if we go out, I don't really care. But I think it would be good for this team if it happened this year, tomorrow. I mean, you would think tomorrow would host. I still am kind of like Greg here. I don't get why Arkansas is still in line to host, possibly even up to a super, yet Tennessee their supers are out. I mean, Tennessee has lost, well, probably you're looking at Kentucky and A&M. Those two series losses are probably the difference in it here as well. Tennessee, I mean, last I saw, what was it, FanDuel or DraftKings still having the third lowest odds to win the College World Series. So, that's a lot. Tennessee still have people think highly of them. When they get to the regionals, here's what you got to look at. Tennessee's not going to play an SEC team in regionals. I like their chances to get out of that. I like their chances to get out of it. And I'm confused on some comments right now. I don't even know what we're talking about here. But okay, I don't know. I'm kind of confused on. Oh, I get it. But anyhow, we get to regionals. If we go to West Virginia, we have to go to Dallas Baptist or somewhere. I like Tennessee's chances coming out of that. The biggest thing is if you're going to be down in that 15-16 range. Now, if you beat Arkansas tomorrow, you make a run to the SEC tournament, that could boost you up higher toward that middle. And that avoids Texas, that avoids LSU possibly going there. I'm fine if we have to go to play an ACC team. Bring it on. That's fine. We won the ACC Invitational in Omaha last year. We could do it again now. I mean, the ACC is a good baseball conference. It's not the SEC though. That's proven fact right now. It was proven it's been proven year after year. All right, the SEC is on a whole other level when it comes to baseball. Guys, I'm going to get out of here on this night. I'm tired. I've said it before. We want to keep going stuff, the super chats, the super thanks. That's the way to keep going. I see what you're saying. All right, Greg, I didn't get that. I hadn't seen that where any of them. There's no way Florida should host at this point. I see what you're saying. Now, I see one says our pitching is. I mean, I've been encouraged by some things, though. I mean, if I've really been encouraged the last 2 nights on it. Yeah, I was hitting on this. Yeah, the Gainesville comment. I had not seen that. So, yeah, it's interesting. If they're talking about Florida hosting at this point, that's a joke. I totally agree with you on that one. I think our pitching's done some good things the last 2 nights. I mean, Doyle didn't have it tonight, but he still had 10 strikeouts tonight. He still went 4 2/3 on it. We make a play for him. That's a tie ball game late. I mean, and if you play defense and do your things, that game might still be going on. It's these freaking errors that keep getting us. And, man, our middle infield this year, it just doesn't matter who's in it. It is not jobbed. It is not jobbed at all. And I don't know what the cure is for it, because you guys know I'm a big Antigua guy, but he's got just as many errors as the rest of them do. And it's he makes some spectacular plays, but then it's a throwing error or something like that. So I just don't know what it is with the middle infield. I don't know if it's alignment. I've questioned the alignment. I mean, because the times I've seen them in person, they're lined up. You'll see the second baseman out in right field almost. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, when Arvidsson come in, that dude rocketed one past him. Keelan was in the right place and turned that double play on it. Just the defense, man. I don't know where you go with. I know next year with it, barring it, all your main guys come back, and we'll see who comes in. What guys that redshirted this year may be a part of it. I'd have a real hard time not having Marin and Antigua as my middle infield next year. Unless you got somebody else that can play second. Maybe Marin plays third, Antigua short. Maybe a Dane Morrow who redshirted could play second. Maybe there's somebody I'm forgetting there as well. But I think you got to put a little bit more emphasis next year on that middle infield. Even the hitting's been decent there, but where do we go with it? And it'll be really curious to see what Tennessee does in the portal as well. By watching this club, what's my opinion on how far they can make it? I think it's going to depend on matchups. Number one, if we get like 2023, where we went to the Clemson Regional and then we got to play Southern Miss, that was a great draw for us. And, I know it come down to the last game against Southern Miss, but we won that. And then, of course, we go to Omaha and face Paul Skeens out of the gate, beat Stanford, and then had to face LSU again. But I think it all depends on draw, to be honest. SEC has been kind of a kryptonite for us this year. I would personally, the old saying from Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man. If you're going to be the man again, you're going to have to beat SEC teams. That's the way it is. So do you want to avoid them until Omaha, or do you want to possibly go ahead and try to get one out of the way in the supers? Because you're probably going on the road for a super, unless, there's a scenario like with Southern Miss, you just about hosted that regional, that super regional, because both of them were 2 seeds, but they come up with some formula to make a case for Southern Miss hosting over Tennessee in that one. But that was a thing about AJ Causey last year. He could get the double plays and stuff. I don't really feel like we got that guy. We are on pretty much besides besides Dylan Loy, everybody that comes in to pitch for Tennessee, for the most part, is throwing mid to high 90s. just not a lot of ground ball guys. It's more of you see a lot of hard contact come off these guys. And I mean, when you're throwing that hard, and if you barrel up the ball, it's going to come off of it pretty hard. That's kind of this day and age. Lloyd can mix it up. Lloyd can get a little bit of ground balls at times. Really beyond that, we're looking at some pretty hard hit balls and stuff as well. But again, not all's lost tonight. 8-6 loss, yes. Rubber match tomorrow. But I felt better tonight, and I'm not happy with the loss. Don't get me wrong on it, because we had an error again that was a difference. But we did do some good things tonight. We really did some good things. And if we come out and swing the bat tomorrow, if we will let Coons do his thing, I can't take another weekend of micromanaging Tegan Coons. You got him here. You got him here. It was expected he was going to the draft. Let the young man go out and pitch his game. Let him go out and cook. Quit pulling him. If you're not going to micromanage some of these older guys who are getting lit up like Christmas trees, let the freshmen do the same on it. Let them do the same. 3 o'clock tomorrow, I think it's SEC Network again. But with this debacle that's been the ESPN TV this weekend, who the hell knows where it'll start and finish at. It'll be somewhere tomorrow. It'll probably be on the app and start on ESPN News or something again, or technical difficulties or something. But I've been really unhappy with the ESPN coverage this weekend, and of us not knowing where the game is to start and stuff. I'm about over that stuff as well. We're in the 21st century. We should be past that at this point, but evidently not. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Game time, 3 o'clock. That will be the final game. We'll know SEC seeding tomorrow. We'll know, because right now Tennessee is listed as the 7 seed. I think it said they were paired with Florida or South Carolina as of now. That could change tomorrow, though, as well, depending on how things go. But I really appreciate all you guys hanging out last night. Late. That was a late one last night. We had a really good crowd last night. Had a little less crowd tonight, but still pretty good for it. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm ready to go crash. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. Even in defeat, it's still a great day to wear the orange.